Welcome back to CTV Morning Live. It is time for our Ask the Expert segment with Brenda Hollingsworth from Auger Hollingsworth. You can give us a call at 789-6559, extension 2803. You can always email us, ottawa.morning@ctv.ca, and find us on Facebook as well, CTV Ottawa Morning Live. Of course, always speaking with Brenda, a wonderful personal injury lawyer here in the city. And so we've had a number of topics. We've covered a lot of different things with you during these Ask the Expert segments. And unfortunately, though, people still make errors.
Yes.
Something that happens. I mean, there's so much happening if you find yourself in an accident, whether it's with a motorcycle or a slip and fall. But there are things that you need to be very aware of so you don't make mistakes that really get to you later on in the process.
Right. So one of the ones that we have talked about before is the importance of getting immediate medical attention. A lot of people think, oh, I'm going to be fine. It's just aches and pains, and they don't bother to go to the doctor until sort of 2 months has passed and they're still feeling the pain. That's a big mistake. So one of the first things you want to do, I mean, it's obvious if there's a bone sticking out of your leg, you're going to go to the hospital. But if it's aches and pains and it lasts for more than 24 hours, go to the doctor, either your family doctor, a walk-in clinic, or if it's appropriate, an emergency facility, because that is one of the easiest ways to screw up your case. Don't get medical attention, because I can tell you 100% if you don't go for the first 2 months and then the first time it shows up in your medical records is 60 or even 90 days after the accident, the insurance company, the defense lawyer, they're going to say that something else happened and that's why you're sore. Right? They're going to say, well, you slipped and fell in your driveway then, or, you know.
Or you did something at the gym and you threw your back out.
Exactly, or if you have any kind of physical job at all, well, it must be a workplace injury and now you're trying to blame it on the accident. So you're going to have to overcome that if you don't go to the doctor. Whereas if you go, even if your doctor says, well, let's wait and see, at least it's documented.
The wait and see, and it's the wait and see, though, that you have found to be the biggest thing with most of your clients, because down the road usually there are things that have happened or circumstances that have led to further pain or the need for physiotherapy or other things that have happened.
Right, and so another related mistake is you go to your doctor once and the doctor gives you a prescription for physiotherapy. Fantastic, go to physiotherapy. But people will continue to go to physiotherapy for 6, 8 months, really see no improvement, and not go back to the doctor. Well, my doctor referred me to physiotherapy. Well, probably what your doctor meant was that that's the first thing you should do. And of course you have to give it a chance to work. Physiotherapy generally doesn't work instantly, but there comes a point where if you're not getting better, you need to go back. And some physiotherapists will say, you should go back to your doctor and see if you can get an MRI, or see if you can get an ultrasound, or see if you can get, a CAT scan. But some won't, and you have to take that step to preactively go back, check back in and say, okay, this isn't working. Do I need a specialist? Do I need some further diagnostics? Because if you invest, 6 or 8 months in physio with no benefit, you've spent your insurance money probably. If you have coverage for physio, you've spent it. I mean, maybe you should be using it for something else, and you're not getting better.
And it helps with your paper trail as well.
Sure it does, absolutely. So you want to look like you are trying to get better. And people, if you end up in a case and you're at a certain point in the case and the other lawyer is asking you questions, it does look a little silly to say, yeah, I went to physiotherapy for 8 months. Well, was it helping you? No. When did it stop helping you? After about the first 4 weeks. Well, why didn't you do something else? And you have no answer. Right? So you want to stay on top of your medical care. Generally speaking, in Ontario, we have to be proactive just because of the demands on our healthcare system. So the squeaky wheel really does get the grease. You want to be a bit of a squeaky wheel, not a pain.
But enough, because as you mentioned, you have to take your own health and you have to take it into your own hands,
right,
and be proactive with it. Okay, so those are 2 major mistakes. What else do you want to recommend for people?
Well, another thing that happens if you've got this kind of injury that's lingering, not getting better, sort of a low-grade constant injury, sometimes you get to the 1-year mark in your case, and your accident benefit insurer, so that's your no-fault benefits if you've had a car accident, they'll call you up after a year and say, would you like to settle? And they're allowed, after 12 months, they're allowed to do that. And there's nothing inherently wrong with them asking. But you might want to consider getting legal opinion at that point if you haven't yet, before you settle your accident benefit case. Because I get a whole lot of people sort of 18 months post-accident who've already settled their accident benefit case.
With the insurance company?
With the insurance company, with usually their own insurance company. And it really does make the rest of their case very difficult.
Would they normally just say, oh, okay, it's been the year, I guess I have to get on this, and it's the easier way out to just settle?
Sure. I mean, it can be a pain dealing with your accident benefit insurer. They need to approve any sort of rehab you do. They ask you questions. They might send you to their own doctors. It is a pain, but on the other hand, if you settle and you don't get enough, it actually gets held against you in your claim against the at-fault driver, because the at-fault driver gets credit for anything you were supposed to get from your own insurer.
Really?
So yeah, so if you shortchange, it's a problem.
These are some of the common mistakes that you see with a lot of the clients. We'll cover a couple more when we come back after the commercial break, but if you want to get your questions in, please do so. You can give us a call live on the air, 789-6559, extension 2803. You can always send us an email, find us on Facebook, and we'll be here to take your questions over the next 2 segments. Stay with us.
I know if I